The NFL Wildcard Weekend is in the books. We had a great first week of playoff football. We did have some bad games though, but in any case, I'm going to recap every single game that took place. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. Are you tired of the same old betting platforms? It's time for you to make a switch to betanysports.eu, where every bet feels like a win. Here's why betanysports.eu is your best choice. With their 25% cash bonus plus an extra 5% when you use the link below, you can claim up to $600 in cash to play on sports, casino, lottery, and horse racing. The best part? The rollover is just 6x and you can cash out your winnings the same day, even if you haven't completed the rollover. Plus, a brand new feature on Live Lines Pro lets you stay in control of your bets with early cash outs. Bet smarter, bet better. Bet, win, and withdraw with ease. Don't forget about their less juice feature. Why pay full price when you can bet smarter with discounted lines? And there's more. BetAnySports.eu offers 12 casinos within the platform, a lottery spanning over 45 states that pays 80% more than your local lottery. If casinos are your thing, besides sports, check out their Mad Bonus, which matches your deposit 100% up to $250. BetAnySports.eu offers convenient deposit options, including credit, debit cards, and cryptocurrencies, along with perks like free payout, a rebate program that gives you cash back every 5, 7, or 30 days. Sign up now using the link in the description. Bet smarter, win bigger, only at betanysports.eu. Okay, so the first game of Wildcard Weekend, we kicked off with the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Houston Texans. What a weird game this was. First, it started slow, and I mean it was real slow. Pretty much through 1.5 quarters, it was 6-0 Los Angeles. They were up by 2 field goals. They didn't look all that good, and neither did the Texans. Texans looked sloppy. They were going 3 and out after 3 and out. The offense was non-existent, but hey, it's not like the Chargers were any better. All of a sudden, right before halftime, Texans score 10 points like that. So it's 10-6 going into halftime, and you're thinking, damn, maybe it's going to be a close game. Maybe it'll actually be pretty interesting. But no. The Texans absolutely steamrolled the Chargers in that second half. They completely outplayed them on offense, and they destroyed them on defense. If I'm not mistaken, Justin Herbert had 3 interceptions in the entire regular season. He had 4 in this game. This Texans defense was looking like the prime 85 Bears. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know why they played so good. Pick sixes, big sacks, big turnovers, everything. The Chargers fell apart completely on offense. Justin Herbert, with his playoff performances, it might be time for him to put the fries in the bag. I'm not going to lie to you. The way he played in this playoff, the previous playoff he was in, was disgusting. This playoff game wasn't a total collapse for the Chargers the way it was last time, but damn it, they shit their pants. They did absolutely nothing in that second half. Besides that huge Ladd McConkey touchdown late in the game, they did nothing, literally nothing. And even then, they got the fucking extra point blocked, and the Texans returned it for 2 points. Texans destroyed the Chargers. They stopped and defeated and put down all the fraud allegations. Because remember, there was a lot of people before this game saying, Texans are frauds. They were not frauds, and they put all those allegations to sleep. They destroyed the Chargers. And who's to blame here? I mean, Herbert deserves the blame. He's clearly one of those regular season quarterbacks, and in the playoffs, he doesn't show up. Harbaugh, I feel like, got outcoached by D'Amico Ryans. So it's a double-edged sword about who you want to blame. On one hand, Herbert shit the bed, but on the other hand, I feel like Harbaugh did not have his boys prepared to play in this game. That's why CJ Stroud was cooking them in that second half, and that's why the Texans just flat out bullied them. And I mean bullied them. In any case, good win for the Texans. They move on. Unfortunately, now they have to play the Chiefs, which means they're probably going to lose. But hey, if they have this type of performance, you never know what can happen. It's the NFL, baby. Next game, the second Saturday game, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. I can't fucking believe I genuinely thought the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to cover this spread. I was this close to picking them too. They completely fell apart. This is an all-time collapse from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They ended the season, on a 5-game losing streak? And I get it. All 5 of those teams that they played were very, very good teams. It was very difficult for them. But nevertheless, they completely collapsed. It was like 21-0 at halftime. Danger Russ, a.k.a. Mr. Unlimited, turned into Mr. Limited. He was nowhere to be found. He did absolutely nothing. Besides that third quarter, where they had 2 drives back-to-back that were kind of decent, they did nothing. Derrick Henry put the belt to the ass on the Steelers. Lamar turned into a running back, but hey, at least he played well enough. If I'm not wrong, the rushing comparison between the two teams was like 299 yards to the Ravens and like 29 to the Steelers. What kind of logic is that? The Steelers genuinely think Ravens are going to rush for 300 yards and lose the game, and you're going to rush for 30 yards, barely 30 yards, and you're going to have any chance? No! Steelers should consider themselves lucky they only lost by 14 points, and yet they still didn't cover the spread, those stupid motherfuckers. In any case, Mike Tomlin does it again. They finish above 500 like they always do, and they collapse in the playoffs. The Steelers' losing streak in the wild card has been extended for 7 years now. They haven't done shit in the playoffs for God knows how long. But hey, at least Mike Tomlin finishes above 500 and makes the playoffs. So it's all good for Tomlin. I can see why Pittsburgh fans are calling for Tomlin to be fired. Personally, I don't think he should be fired. I think he's a good coach who gets him to the promised land. I just think more needs to be done. Because let's not forget, Wilson played like shit. The offense didn't really do nothing. Even the defense wasn't really there either. TJ Watt was nowhere to be found. It might be time for TJ Watt to put the fries in the bag if we're really being honest. But in any case, Steelers need an improvement, whether it's quarterback, whether it's offensive coordinator, whatever it is. They can't have this happen every year. This was an epic collapse, and this was not the first time the Steelers had an epic collapse late in the season after starting off very, very strong. In any case, good shit to the Ravens. The defense showed up when everybody was questioning their D. Offense did its thing. Derrick Henry was a killer in the backfield. Lamar was also kind of a killer in the backfield, but what's new? Lamar, the running back, right? Ravens played spectacular ball. They bullied the Steelers on defense and offense. And now they took down a division rival, and they are going to the divisional round to take on a team we're about to discuss in probably what's going to be the best game of the divisional round. Good shit to the Ravens. Good shit. Next game. The Denver Broncos versus the Buffalo Bills. This is a funny one. The Denver Broncos go out there, get the ball first, and score a quick touchdown. And I'm talking quick, with a Bo Nix deep ball, wide open receiver, back of the end zone. It's 7-0 Denver. From that point on, it stayed 7 points on Denver's board. Till the end of the game. That was the only points Denver put up the entire fucking game. The Buffalo Bills ended up outscoring them 31-0 after Denver's 7-point or first touchdown miracle, I guess you could call it. And funny enough, Denver played very, very well in that first half, if you truly look at it, right? Because going into halftime, it was 7-10 Buffalo, and even then, Will Lutz missed a kick right off the upright right before halftime. So it could have been 10-10 going into halftime. But then again, the Buffalo Bills just kicked up into another gear in the second half. Bullied the Broncos every which way. Broncos did nothing on offense, nothing on defense. Josh Allen took his balls out and dragged them across Denver's face. Denver looked stupid out there. Buffalo just made them look like not a playoff team. The playoff committee should have put in the Bengals after watching this shit. In any case, Buffalo is legit this year. Josh Allen is spectacular. The running game is good, and the receivers can clutch up when needed to. Buffalo is super dangerous. Now, I'm not going to take too much away from the Denver Broncos. They had a fantastic season. Let's not forget, when the season first started for the Broncos, everybody and their mother was saying, Broncos are going to be the worst team in the league, finished last in their division. They made it to the playoffs. It was a good season for them. They have a lot of upside. They have a bright future. Their money situation is going to get a lot better soon because Russell Wilson's contract is going to be off the books. They have a rookie quarterback. Right now is the time for Denver. Strong defense, rookie quarterback on a cheap contract. They can build a very strong team around them. Don't be surprised if Denver makes a splash trade this offseason to bring in a bona fide superstar, whether it's a receiver, maybe a running back, to bolster that offense and make them a true threat. Yes, Broncos got absolutely dominated by the Bills, but you can't take too much away from them. They had a fantastic season. As for the Bills, great season they've had. I mean, that's obvious. And now they have to take on the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. Like I said earlier, it's going to be the best game by a mile in the divisional round. And winner should win MVP, if we're really being honest. I know that's not how it works, but hey, I'm excited for that one. I'm super excited for that one. The Buffalo Bills played spectacular football. I want to see them continue to play spectacular football on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Next game, the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles in an absolute snooze fest. I'm talking absolute snooze fest. Holy shit. Let's start with the fumble on the very first play. On the kickoff, Philadelphia kicks off to Green Bay. Green Bay is taking it back. Nixon, I think his name is, fumbles the ball and quote-unquote recovers it, but they say it's Eagles' ball. They review it. To my eyes, it seems like he had the ball in his hands after fumbling it, right? The Packers kick returner. And they call it Eagles' ball still. Very suspicious play. It seemed like Nixon had possession and his butt was on the ground. I was on live stream and even the Eagles fans were saying, I don't know about that one. I think it may have been a fumble. So very questionable call from the refs, which by the way was headed by Brad Allen. Brad Allen is by far the worst NFL ref. He's known for rigging shit. Remember what happened in that Lions-Cowboys game last year? I mean, this guy is shit. I don't know why he's reffing playoff games because shit like this always happens in his ref games. But in any case, Eagles capitalize off that lucky-ass turnover, score a touchdown. And that's pretty much it for the first half. I mean, honestly, it was 10-0 Philadelphia in that first half. The Packers looked atrocious. They were missing field goals. Jordan Love was missing receivers, airmailing the ball. Jordan Love needs to realize that not every ball he throws needs to be a home run ball. Make the easy play sometimes. Dump it off. Make it easy for yourself to drive. It just felt like Jordan Love kept forcing it. Not a good look. In any case, how badly the Packers played in that first half, going into the second half, it's only 10-0. I'm sitting there thinking, damn, Packers still got a chance. And this is perfect for the Packers. They genuinely have a chance to win this after playing so bad. You would think this game would be like, what? 17, 24-0? But it's only 10-0. Packers have a chance. And they did absolutely nothing with that chance. They clawed their way back, made it close for a moment, but in reality, it was never really close. It was what? Closest it was, I think it was like 10-16, something like that. I genuinely thought they had a real chance there. Then Eagles kick a field goal. Unfortunately, Packers gift them the ball back. Eagles kick another field goal. It's 22-10. At this point in time, I realized Packers are not winning this game, but they could have covered the spread. And of course, Jordan Love can't even be a backdoor cover for me. He fucks everything up, throws an interception, gifts the Eagles the ball. And funny enough, this score could have been easily 29-10. Saquon was going to house call it. He ran right through. He just decided to slide because he didn't need the house call and it was more like a respect thing. Funny enough, he probably fucked up a lot of people's parlays with that one. I'm sure everyone had anytime touchdown score for Saquon. So yeah, I'd be mad about Saquon sliding there. But in any case, the Eagles beat the Packers. Was I impressed? Absolutely not. The Packers played atrocious football. But Eagles were not that much better. Eagles had a lot of holes in their game, and they're going to have a very tough matchup against a team that was very good in their wild card matchup. Eagles need to do more on offense. The defense did a job. The Eagles defense is spectacular. It's been spectacular. But Jalen Hurts needs to be a better quarterback, needs to be a better leader, and make the throws that are needed. Otherwise, Eagles might get fraud checked in the divisional round. In any case, it was a good win by Philadelphia. I'm not going to take anything away from them. They balled the fuck out. The defense balled the fuck out. And the Packers choked miserably. The Packers were atrocious in this game. How the fuck did I put U.S. currency on Jordan Love to cover a spread for me? Because this motherfucker is garbage. He's like a glorified fucking Brett Favre, if we're really being honest. Good win for the Eagles, but Eagles need to do more. A performance like this against a better team will not work, and they will lose. So, even though they won, and they won by a comfortable margin, I expected more from the Eagles, if we're really being honest. Next game, Sunday Night Football. Honestly, the only real entertaining game of the Wildcard weekend. The Washington Redskins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This game was fantastic. I love this game. It was back and forth type of game. Started off a little bit slow at first. Buccaneers were up by a field goal. Then, boom, Commanders score 10 unanswered. It's 10-3. And then Buccaneers score a tutty. It's 10-10 at halftime. It's looking real good. Looking real good. Then it starts going back and forth. At one point, it's 13-17 in favor of the Buccaneers. That's when I actually live bet the Commanders, or I should say the Redskins. Because I knew Jaden fucking Daniels was going to be the GOAT that is of all GOATs. But I'll get into that in a second. So, it's 17-13. I think, what was it? They score a touchdown, Commanders do. It's now 20-17. Then the Buccaneers go score a field goal. It's 20-20. And with, I want to say, about 4 minutes left, 4.5 minutes left, somewhere in that ballpark. I said in my live stream. You can go check it if you don't believe me. Jaden Daniels will not give the ball back. From this point, he's going to drive down the field. He's going to get them in field goal range. And Washington is going to kick a walk-off field goal. I said it. I knew it. I did it. Jaden Daniels is the greatest quarterback of all time. He has the composure and poise like Brady, like Mahomes, like Manning. He's one of those guys. Not once did he flinch. Not once was he concerned. He made great throw after great throw. He was running the ball. He was doing everything needed to do. And he carried this Washington team on his back. The running game was non-existent for Washington whatsoever. It did nothing. And yet, he still made all the right throws, all the right reads, made a beautiful pass. Jaden Daniels is fucking goated. And anybody that thinks this guy is not top 5 and a future superstar, you need to wake the fuck up, because this guy is on another level. He's been on another level, but now he's showing it to the whole world, like I said all along. In any case, the kicker, Zane Gonzalez, is setting up to kick the game-winning field goal. I don't know if he has OCD, if he's nervous, but the guy, you can see, the camera pans to him, and he's freaking out. You could see in his eyes, he's freaking out. He moves his helmet, he fixes his hair. The guy doesn't have that long hair, and he's fixing his hair, a million times. It was honestly embarrassing to watch. He can't put his helmet on, it was bad. He goes, he's about to kick the field goal, he kicks the field goal, it doinks off the right, post, into the back. It's good. Washington walk it off. The funniest part, if Dan Snyder still owned the team, it would have doinked right out. But this is a new era for the Washington Redskins. Jaden Daniels is now the savior, my Lord and Savior, and Washington's Lord and Savior. He is the man. Absolutely spectacular performance from Jaden Daniels. He showed everybody what he is capable of, and he will show it again next divisional round when Washington has to take on the Detroit Lions. I'm telling you. As for the Buccaneers, I can't take too much away from them. They played well. I would say coaching on the part of Todd Bowles was not great. Couple misplays here and there. More importantly, Baker. I feel like Baker did not play bad, but his fumbling issue and his turnover issue came into effect here very prominently when on the Buccaneers side of the field, they had a fumbled snap or like a fumbled handoff. They fumble the ball. Washington recovers after not converting on 4th down, which, by the way, I didn't mention. Washington had what? I think 2 failed 4th down conversions in times in which they could have kicked a field goal. The first time, I disagreed with going for it. I think they should have kicked it. The second time, I can see why Washington chose to go for it. But in any case, after Washington failed to convert on that second 4th and goal, there was a fumbled snap. Baker loses it. McMillan loses it. Whoever you want to blame, you can blame. Washington recovers. They score a touchdown in return. So yeah, Baker deserves some part of the blame for his turnover issue. And I said this before, if Baker eliminates that turnover issue, the man is a genuine MVP candidate. Genuine MVP candidate. So you can't take too much away from the guy. You really can't. In any case, Buccaneers played good. I'm not going to sit here and shit on the Buccaneers, say, oh, they got their ass worked. They're the losing team that actually tried the hardest amongst all the wildcard losing teams. So it was a good performance from the Buccaneers. Unfortunately, they ran into Jaden fucking Daniels. Jaden Big Dick Daniels, who's the GOAT, future superstar. I will die defending and glazing my glorious king, JD. Good win for the Washington Redskins. They're going to Detroit for the toughest challenge of their season next week. Next game, we have the Monday night game, which was the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Minnesota Vikings in Arizona because this game couldn't be played in LA. And like I said, the one game against the spread that I actually bet on and got right. The Rams absolutely bullied the Minnesota Vikings. It was not even a game. It was 10-0. At one point, it was 3-10 in favor of Rams. And then there was a controversial no call or no fumble call on Stafford that could have made it 10-10 for Minnesota. But in any case, it didn't matter because the Rams had control of this game all the way through. Rams dominated in that second quarter, scored 2 touchdowns. They were moving the ball with ease. Minnesota got fraud checked. 14 wins, and they lose in the wild card. What a fraud check. What an absolute fraud check. I mean, Rams were just dominating them on offense. Like I said, the Minnesota Vikings defense is good, but it's not on the level that it could have been, right? They had their moments of glory against shittier offenses, but once they played really good offenses, like the Rams offense, they fell apart. Same thing with the Lions. And it's funny because if you really think about it, the Minnesota Vikings only lost to 2 teams. Their only 2 losses were twice to the Rams. Twice to the Rams and twice to the Lions. So, quite an impressive season for Minnesota. But Sammy Darnold was seeing ghosts in that game. He was seeing Casper scaring him. Boo! And he may have lost out on quite a few dollars in this game and the previous one. I honestly think Minnesota's going to franchise tag him, but fuck it. That's not here nor there. The Los Angeles Rams beat the Minnesota Vikings. They looked spectacular on offense and defense. If I'm Philadelphia, and that's what's going to play, Philadelphia, the Rams are, I'd be shaking in my boots because the Rams are looking real dangerous and real hot. And you know they have that Super Bowl experience that can fuck up the Eagles, even though the Eagles have Super Bowl experience too. That's going to be the great game. Obviously, the best game is going to be Ravens versus Bills, but that Rams versus Eagles game is going to be spectacular. Minnesota, I don't know what you're going to do from this point on, but you better figure it out because clearly something went wrong here. You're a regular season team. 14 wins and not even getting out of the wild card is pretty embarrassing, if I do say so myself. Plus, fun fact for those of you that care, in this game, I was on live and we got actually stream rated by Tom Grassi. So shout out to Tom Grassi for stream rating my stream. But even though Grassi, I bless up, that was very nice of you to do, I'm coming for the throne. You better learn my name or I'm going to make you learn it. Those are my reactions to the NFL Wildcard Weekend. Some good games, some fucked up shitty games, but in any case, I'm excited for the divisional round. This is playoff football, baby. Stay tuned for more content coming soon.